Welcome to Crowley ISD Center for Teaching and Learning's demonstration video. This video will highlight CISD best practices, frequent checks for understanding, critical thinking, and pacing and sequencing, as demonstrated by Natasha Wilson.
That's what we're going to be doing first today, so you do need your journals.
Ms. Wilson begins the lesson by outlining the learning objectives, establishing expectations, and explaining the materials needed. This sets up students for success as they prepare for learning.
Today we will be reviewing all three parts. Everyone has a whiteboard and an eraser, and I've already checked, everybody's marker does work. Okay, you do need your journals. You will be using your notes. We'll be starting on page 76.
Using a visual timer helps make effective use of instructional time and motivates students to stay focused and on task.
And once I put the question on the board, you'll have 2 minutes to answer the question on your whiteboard. So I'm not even going to tell you anything, okay? So I'm just going to give you 2 minutes to solve for B. Solve for B.
Through the gradual release model, the responsibility of the learning shifts from teacher-directed instruction to student processing activities, as demonstrated by the I do, we do, and you do phases of the learning seen here in Ms. Wilson's classroom.
Okay, so let's work through this first one together. So what you're going to do on your whiteboard is you're going to set up your equation. So I'm going to give you 1 minute to solve for X. Ready? Go. Okay, so now we're on to the second step. So I'll give you 2 minutes to go through your process and solve for H.
During the we do and you do portions of the lesson, Ms. Wilson offers multiple opportunities for students to demonstrate their learning through the use of whiteboards. Asking students to hold up their boards also serves as a quick check for understanding to guide teacher instruction.
Then I'll say 1, 2, 3, boards up, and you'll hold up your board and show me your answer. 3, 2, 1, boards up. Let me see what you got. Boards up. Thank you. We did have 100% there. Thank you.
In Ms. Wilson's math class, she highlights multiple ways to solve a problem, which encourages divergent thinking. This process pushes students to think at higher levels and meet high academic expectations.
Kiki gave us one way that it could be set up. It does not have to be set up the exact same way every time. Did anybody else have a different setup from Kiki's? Josh, can you come write your setup on the board? So there was more than one way that you could set up your proportion in order to solve for it. So there was more than one way. Did anybody have any other way other than Josh's and Kiki's? Taylor, can you go to the board and write out the equation that you wrote on your whiteboard for the class? Was there another way that this could have been written? Right. Does it matter the order in which you write the variables?
In order to support students when faced with an academic challenge, teachers can provide cues by shifting students' attention to something they've missed, by demystifying an unknown word, or by revealing where to go to find an answer or how to get started, as seen here with Ms. Wilson.
Can anybody tell me what page we could look on to help us figure this out? DeMarcus said page 83 is where you're going to look to help you find this. And then what? And then what do you do? Do you have like some notes you could possibly look at? Probably, yes, maybe.
Rather than taking over the task, the teacher patiently uses guiding questions and prompts to engage students in the mental work necessary for problem solving while providing scaffolded support.
David, tell me, how did you get 15? What did you do?
I divided 180 and 12.
You divided 180 and 12. Why did you divide it? Why are we dividing this? Once you got that number, what did you do with that number and 180? And what are we missing here from this word problem? We're missing a picture. We're missing a triangle. So again, I'm going to draw the triangle for you to give you a visual to go along with it.
During a frequent check for understanding, Ms. Wilson loops back to students when and if they cannot answer the original question. This technique demonstrates a commitment to build student competence and confidence in the material.
Can you explain to me how you knew which ones were corresponding? How do we know which ones are corresponding? DeMarcus, can you help her out? So Jaria, how did you know?
It is clear that Ms. Wilson stretches and extends her students' thinking while still supporting them through multiple methods. Never giving anything away, she pushes her students to be both independent and collaborative problem solvers.
Does anybody know what they did not give us this time?
A triangle.
A triangle, right. They gave it to us all in words. So sometimes they will give you a question where they give it to you all in words and no picture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the picture on the board to give you a visual to go along with how to solve this. And I think once you see it, it'll help you be able to visualize what it's asking you to do.